I'm sitting out here in these wetlands and my dog is fishing. So I don't have notes for this video and it's kind of just shooting it off the cuff. And a lot of times my mind is very sporadic and circles around things a couple of times, but I'm going to try to do this without notes. So I've always been really open-minded, and I've always been kind of fascinated with like other people's opinions, and I think I've always been somewhat kind of naive in that I feel, well, if I feel this way, so everybody else must feel this way. And I've learned, especially since my spiritual awakening, that none of us are alike. Like, we have two eyes and two very different ways of looking at things. We all have completely different perspectives on things. And just thinking about how, like, man, there's just, you get online and everybody's so hateful, and you know, I was at this state park last night and there was a big old brawl, people fighting, and I think that humans have such a humans have such a need to be needed and fit in and accepted, and I think from a very early age we've been brought up to believe that you can only do things one way. I think that has a lot to do with institutions, and I mean institutions as far as like education and churches and marriages and companies, and to me it's all a way of kind of like policing each other through acceptance, if that makes sense. So it seems to be a way to have like controlled the society through institutions. And when you start thinking differently than other people, well, let's back it up. There's all of these like institutions and groups. So say like you belong to XYZ church, and XYZ church thinks this, you know, and then somebody like me comes along, and obviously I'm a sinner and I'm a devil and I'm this, right? But then you belong to this XYZ group, and then you start straying away. You start feeling like something's different. So you start telling people, no, the sky isn't blue, the sky's purple. And you get really upset about it because you see it as purple. Why can't they see it as purple? And I think people still want that acceptance. So they get like, why can't you see it this way? But in reality, we just have to be like, tell me why the sky is purple. And just fucking like go on with that. That's awesome. That is fascinating. Tell me more. And you can learn something from somebody who says that. You don't have to dislike or be rude to somebody who has a different opinion than you. The fact that we were all told that we're this label or that label, I'm not completing my thought, but maybe I can come back and research this.